named after my mother. My old man's a child who has finally grown old. If dreams were like lightning and desire was thunder, this house would be ashes and the story be told. But the snow keeps on falling and the drifts are rising, and nobody here even whispers my name. I'm watching the edge of the flatland horizon and living a life that is always the same. I walked past the garden when the clock struck the hour, where the Turtle Mountain wind meets the gravel and stone. I saw a gray goose island stripped of its power, with a scent of cheap whiskey and a chill in my bones. The door hissed on open like a secret was whispered. The driver's seat empty, just a hat on the wheel. The chrome was all glowing and the windows were blistered with a coldness so heavy it was something to feel. Make me an eagle that flies from Killarney in the moonlight when the prairie dogs cry. Put me on a poster of a haunted rodeo underneath the purple of a Manitoba sky. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to, one thing to hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to die. Up the stairs and the air turned to velvet. I saw a man in a rhinestone cowboy suit. He said, "Take a seat, honey, I know you can't help it. We're due at the Brandon Depot tonight on this route." I told him my cowboy was a free rambling dreamer, but he died in the traces of a broken down life. The ghost just leaned back like a holy redeemer and said, "Music's a mistress, but the road is a wife." The engine began a low rhythmic thrumming, like the heart of a giant waking up from the clay. He asked me, "Old woman, can you hear the song coming? The one that you've hummed since you first walked away." I reached for the dashboard, the steel and the plastic, and the years flowed by like a broken down dam. The world in the mirror grew strange and fantastic, and I finally remembered just who I am. Make me an eagle that flies from Killarney in the moonlight when the prairie dogs cry. Put me on a poster of a haunted rodeo underneath the purple of a Manitoba sky. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to, one thing to hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to die. There's flies in the kitchen, but I'm not there to hear them, and the sink's full of dishes that I'll never clean. I'm riding the goose, I don't have to fear them, the faces of people and the ghosts in between. could cry. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Moonlight in Killarney, just an old woman watching the silver eagle fly.
Moonlight in Killarney, Prairie Gothic by Bill Buckles. The wind, a constant, unseen hand, shaped everything in Killarney, Manitoba. The drifts of snow in winter, the bending wheat in summer, and the character of its people. They were folks forged of resilience, but also of quiet desperation, the kind that settled deep in the bones, like the prairie cold. Illara, as she was christened, but Ellie, to the few who still remembered her given name, was a woman carved from Killarney's own stoic landscape. Her life had unfolded within the same square mile of land her mother had lived on, and her mother before her. The seasons cycled, the snow piled, the crops grew, and Ellie watched it all from the worn window of her farmhouse. Her husband, a man whose youthful fire had long since flickered into the dull glow of routine, had become a ghost in their own home long before he'd truly passed. He'd been a free rambling dreamer in his youth, Ellie often mused, but the prairie had a way of pinning even the wildest dreams down, until they withered in the traces of a broken-down life. One bitter January evening, the kind where the air itself felt brittle enough to snap, Ellie found herself standing by the gravel road that met the highway, a place she rarely ventured. The clock had just struck the hour, marking not just the time, but the relentless march of another day blurring into the next. There, shimmering under the stark, unforgiving light of a full Killarney moon, was a sight that stopped her breath. A gray goose bus, idling silently, its chrome glowing, its windows frosted over like ancient eyes. It was a phantom, an impossible apparition, for the Grey Goose line hadn't run through Killarney in decades. A scent of cheap whiskey, a familiar echo from her younger days, drifted on the frigid air. The door hissed open, a sound like a whispered secret, revealing an empty driver's seat. Only a faded cowboy hat rested on the steering wheel, a silent invitation. A strange, heavy coldness emanated from the bus, a chill that reached deeper than the prairie frost, settling in her very bones. Hesitantly, Ellie climbed the few steps into the silent coach. The air inside turned to velvet, soft and thick, a stark contrast to the biting wind outside. And there, leaning back in one of the seats, was a man in a rhinestone cowboy suit. His presence was not of flesh and blood, but of light and shadow, a shimmering echo of a bygone era. He smiled, a kind, knowing smile, and gestured to the seat opposite. "Take a seat, honey," he drawled, his voice a low, melodic hum. "I know you can't help it when the frost on the willow is bearing its fruit." Ellie, usually so reserved, found herself speaking without thinking, the words spilling out like long-dammed confessions. She told him about her cowboy, her dreamer, and how his dreams had died on the land. The ghost listened, nodding slowly. "Music's a mistress," he said, his eyes reflecting the ghostly moonlight, "but the road is a wife." Then, with a soft rumble, the engine of the Grey Goose came to life, a low, rhythmic thrumming that vibrated through the floorboards, a sound like the steady beat of a giant heart awakening from its long slumber. "Old woman," the cowboy asked, his voice now imbued with the rhythm of the road, "can you hear the song coming? The one that you've hummed since you first walked away?" Ellie reached out, her fingers brushing the cool, smooth plastic of the dashboard. As she did, the years, the decades of her life flowed past her like a broken-down dam. The world outside the window, glimpsed in the reflections, grew strange and fantastic, a swirling vortex of memories and forgotten dreams. And then a clear, sharp thought pierced through the haze. She remembered. She remembered the young woman she once was, the girl who had dreamed of leaving, of the world beyond the flat horizon. She remembered just who she was beneath the layers of expectation and resignation. As the bus pulled away, slowly at first, then picking up speed, Ellie looked back. Her house, a small box of wood on the frozen hard ground, shrank in the red taillights, becoming a distant speck. The man in the rhinestone suit sat beside her, silent, thoughtful, as the moonlight in Killarney washed over the entire, sleeping town. The bus rolled on through the endless fields, the wind now a song drifting through the night, a lonesome whistle, a moan in the air. The weight of the decades, the heavy mantle of a life unlived, was finally shifting from her shoulders. She was riding the goose, heading towards a Brandon depot or perhaps somewhere beyond. The faces of the people, the ghosts between the towns, no longer held fear for her. She was almost there, wherever there might be, no longer a woman just named after her mother, but an eagle flying from Killarney under the purple of a Manitoba sky, finally believing that this living is just a hard way to die. The end.
I am an old woman named after my mother. My old man's a child who has finally grown old. If dreams were like lightning and desire was thunder, this house would be ashes and the story be told. But the snow keeps on falling and the drifts are rising, and nobody here even whispers my name. I'm watching the edge of the flatland horizon and living a life that is always the same. I walked past the garden when the clock struck the hour, where the Turtle Mountain wind meets the gravel and stone. I saw a gray goose idling, stripped of its power, with a scent of cheap whiskey and a chill in my bones. The door hissed on open like a secret was whispered. The driver's seat empty, just a hat on the wheel. The chrome was all glowing and the windows were blistered with a coldness so heavy it was something to feel. Make me an eagle that flies from Killarney in the moonlight when the prairie dogs cry. Put me on a poster of a haunted rodeo underneath the purple of a Manitoba sky. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to, one thing to hold to. Believe in this living is just a hard way to die. I stepped up the stairs and the air turned to velvet. I saw a man in a rhinestone cowboy suit. He said, "Take a seat, honey. I know you can't help it. We're due at the Brandon depot tonight on this route." I told him my cowboy was a free rambling dreamer, but he died in the traces of a broken down life. The ghost just leaned back like a holy redeemer and said, "Music's a mistress, but the road is a wife." The engine began a low, rhythmic thrumming like the heart of a giant waking up from the The steel and the plastic and the years flow by like a broken down dam. The world in the mirror grew strange and fantastic, and I finally remember just who I am. Make me an eagle that flies from Killarney in the moonlight when the prairie dogs cry. Put me on a poster of a haunted rodeo underneath the purple of a Manitoba sky. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. One thing to hold. To believe in, believing is living is just a hard way to die. There's flies in the kitchen, but I'm not there to hear them. And the sink's full of dishes that I'll never clean. I'm riding the goose, I don't have to fear them. The faces of people and the ghost in between. Sat there just thinking as the moonlight in Killarney washed over the town. How can a person wake up in the morning and go to a job where they don't know your soul, then climb on a bus without any warning and let the big wheels start to silver and roll? The wind's picking up and I hear a song drifting, a lonesome old whistle, a moan in the air. The weight of the decades is finally shifting. He's always singing and I'm almost there. Make me an eagle that flies from Killarney in the moonlight when the prairie dogs cry. Put me on a poster of a haunted rodeo underneath the purple of a Manitoba sky. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. One thing to hold. To believe in this living is just a hard way to die. I'm so lonesome I could cry. So lonesome I could cry. named after my mother. My old man's a child who was finally grown old. If dreams were like lightning and desire was thunder, this house would be ashes and the story be told. But the snow keeps on falling and the drifts are rising, and nobody here even whispers my name. I'm watching the edge of the flatland horizon and living a life that is always the same. I walked past the garden when the clock struck the hour, where the Turtle Mountain wind meets the gravel and stone. I saw a gray goose idling, stripped of its power, with a scent of cheap whiskey and a chill in my bones. The door hissed on open like a secret was whispered. The driver's seat empty, just a hat on the wheel. The chrome was all glowing and the windows were blistered with a coldness so heavy it was something to feel. Make me an eagle that flies from Killarney in the moonlight when the prairie dogs cry. Put me on a poster of a haunted rodeo underneath the purple of a Manitoba sky. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. One thing to hold on to. Believe in this living is just a hard way to die. I stepped up the stairs and the air turned to velvet. I saw a man in a rhinestone cowboy suit. He said, "Take a seat, honey, I know you can't help it. We're due at the Brandon Depot tonight on this route." I told him my cowboy was a free, rambling dreamer, but he died in the traces of a broken down life. The ghost just leaned back like a holy redeemer and said, "Music's a mistress, but the road isn't wide." The engine began a low, rhythmic thrumming, like the heart of a giant waking up from the clay. He asked me, "Oh woman, can you hear the song coming? The one that you hummed since you first walked away." I reached for the dashboard, the steel and the plastic, and the years flowed by like a broken down dam. The world in the mirror grew strange and fantastic, and I finally remembered just who I am. Make me an eagle that flies from Killarney in the moonlight when the prairie dogs cry. Put me on a poster of a haunted rodeo underneath the purple of a Manitoba sky. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. One thing to hold on to. Believe in this living. It's just a hard way to die. There's flies in the kitchen, but I'm not there to hear 'em. And the sink's full of dishes that I'll never clean. I'm riding the goose, I don't have to fear 'em. The faces of people drifting, a lonesome old whistle, a moan in the air. The weight of the decades is finally shifting. He's always singing, and I'm almost there. Make me an eagle that flies from Killarney in the moonlight when the prairie dogs cry. Put me on a poster of a haunted rodeo underneath the purple of a Manitoba sky. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. One thing to hold on to. Believe in this living. It's just a hard way to die. I'm so lonesome I could cry. I am an old woman named after my mother. My old man's a child who is finally grown old. If dreams were like lightning and desire was thunder, this house would be ashes and the story be told. But the snow keeps on falling and the drifts are rising, and nobody here even whispers my name. I'm watching the edge of the flatland horizon and living a life that is always the same. I walked past the garden when the clock struck the hour, where the Turtle Mountain winds meets the gravel and stone. I saw a gray goose island stripped of its power, with the scent of cheap whiskey and a chill in my bones. The door hissed on open like a secret was whispered. The driver's seat empty, just a hat on the wheel. The chrome was all glowing and the windows were blistered with a coldness so heavy it was something to feel. Make me an eagle that flies from Killarney in the moonlight when the prairie dogs cry. Put me on a poster of a haunted rodeo underneath the purple of a Manitoba sky. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. One thing to hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to die. I stepped up the stairs and the air turned to velvet. I saw a man in a rhinestone cowboy suit. He said, "Take a seat, honey, I know you can't help it. We're due at the Brandon Depot tonight on this route." I told him my cowboy was a free rambling dreamer, but he died in the traces of a broken down life. The ghost just leaned back like a holy redeemer and said, "Music's a mistress, but the road is a wife." The engine began a low like the heart of a giant waking up from the clay. He asked me, old woman, can you hear the song coming? The one that you've hummed since you first walked away. I reach for the dashboard, the steel and the plastic, and the years flow by like a broken down dam. The world in the mirror grew strange and fantastic, and I finally remembered just who I am. Make me an eagle that flies from Killarney, in the moonlight when the prairie dogs cry. Put me on a poster of a haunted rodeo, underneath the purple of a Manitoba sky. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to, one thing to hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to die. There's flies in the kitchen, but I'm not there to hear them, and the sink's full of dishes that I'll never clean. I'm riding the goose, I don't have to fear 'em. The faces of people and the ghost in between. Through the red tail lights, I saw my house shrink in a box made of wood on the frozen hard ground. The man in the rhinestone suit sat there just thinking as the moonlight in Killarney washed over the town. How can a person wake up in the morning and go to a job where they don't know your soul, then climb on a bus without any warning and let the big wheels start to silver and roll? The wind's picking up and I hear a song drifting, a lonesome old whistle, a moan in the air. The weight of the decades is finally shifting. He's always singing, and I'm almost there. Maybe